Alright, 5 fiction books that are going to blow your mind. The first book that I will talk about is this book, Jonathan Livingstone Seagull by Richard Bach. This is an inspirational novel. When I say inspirational, that means it motivates you to do things. And it is not a self help book, it is a fictional story and which will motivate you to do things. I remember when I first read that book, I was in my graduation. I used to work hard a lot, so that book inspired me a lot. So this is the number 5, Jonathan Livingstone Seagull by Richard Bach. Now, the next book is this book, The Little Prince. The author name is Anthony de Saint-Exupéry. He is a French aristocrat, and he was a pilot and a war pilot. So what he writes about here may seem like a juvenile fiction or something like that, but it has an inner meaning, and it's quite different than what you expect of a juvenile fiction. It has an inner meaning and a philosophical meaning, I should say. If you read it several times, you'll be able to understand that world is too forbidding, and the world that is dominated by mind, ego, politics, all these things are different from the depthness that we want in our life. So that's the book is all about. This is the second book. This is the number 4, The Little Prince by Anthony de Saint-Exupéry. The third book, it is a collection of stories. This book, The Night Train at Deoli. This is a collection of stories, and one of those stories is The Night Train at Deoli. All the stories in this book are not great, but almost 70 to 80% of the stories are beautiful. I mean, those are heartwarming. Those are not inspirational that much. Those are not having a great deal of inner meaning, but it will warm your heart. It is good for your soul. Okay, it is good for your mental well-being rather. So it's a great book, I think. The Night Train at Tivoli. This is the book number 3 in my ranking. The second book, that is a famous book, but again, it is good to mention, it is good to talk about dreams and magic that resides within everybody. This book, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. This is a book, everybody knows about this book. That there is a boy who is dreaming of something big, a treasure, and he takes initiation and works hard. This is a book that also motivated me a lot. Now I don't read those kind of motivational novels, but still, this book has a great inner meaning, a philosophical novel. That's why I have put it in number 2. So number 2 is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and number 1. So this is a book. It is not that much famous, I should say, but it's my number 1 because this is very very relatable. And this book, the name of the book is The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. Mitch Albom is a phenomenal author but highly underrated. You'll be able to relate what the author is trying to talk about. You'll be able to get the feel of that book. It is very much, goes with our day-to-day relationships, day-to-day thinking, day-to-day aspirations, and the things that we can't have, but